I have a terrible fear of needles. I hate needles. When it came to the beginning of this year, and the Barrington guys were talking about the vaccine as being the deal breaker. But I believed them. I followed that path. And when they started to talk about rolling out the vaccine, I smelled a rat again, you know, just the way the focus was on this, and there was a race, and then it became political and national, and I thought, here we go again. It's the same old shit. Well, I ought to have this vaccination for my kids, you know, just so that I don't want to drop dead on them, or I don't want them to lose me. I don't want to lose them. All these the normal natural responses, I think. And I got the notification you can come and get, and I was holding out for AstraZeneca because it came from Oxford. And so, you know, I'm pretty naive about this stuff. And I thought, well, and also I'd heard that it was old school. And I went and had the jab, and I got a little green, like a library card. And I thought, well, that's what I'm going to show the people when I get on the plane. There's a lot of funny stuff about it. And within several hours, I was shaking like a leaf. And I went to bed early, and I couldn't get warm, and I thought, am I running a fever? I was boiling hot and sweating, and then I was cold, and I was out for the count for about a week, and I had been preparing for a project where I was going to be playing acoustic guitar with a couple of musicians, and we were going to film it. That week knocked me out, and I had to start again from scratch, and it frightened the shit out of me because I didn't know how long it would last. I really couldn't talk to my family and my kids. My teenagers it seemed like they'd been brainwashed. And the minute I began to say anything about the lockdown here and my concerns, I was labeled as a Trump supporter in America. And I got some pretty heavy feedback. I realized that I probably shouldn't have had the first jab, but then I was offered the second. And I thought, well, what have I got? What's the point in, stopping now? So I went and had the second, and then it got really bad. And within about a week, I had lost, my hands didn't really work. I suffer from a condition already called peripheral neuropathy, which is nerve damage pain, really, which means that, I can get numb or pins and needles. When I had the second jab, this ramped up from, on a scale of 10, say, from 3 to 8 or 9, agony and chronic pain. I can't touch anything cold or hot. I have to use these, otherwise my hands will begin to burn, and they'll stay burnt all day. I have gigs to do, I have recording work to do, but I can't, to touch the guitar, to play the guitar. When I put it down, it's there until I go to bed, and I take sleeping pills because I can't sleep because of the pain, and it's not a good way to live.
Do you feel like you were made aware of those risks beforehand?
Oh, God, no. They gave me a leaflet for the first jab, which I didn't really look at, but they didn't say anything about adverse reactions. They do say you might feel a bit sore, or, like you'd say but they did say also they're safe. It's effective and safe. And I went to my doctor pretty quickly and said, I can't have any more vaccinations. This is not possible for me because I don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen next. And from what I read and from what I've been told, there would be a booster in the autumn. And I said, I have to have a document that says I'm allergic, I can't have COVID vaccine. I was reading 1984 all through this. And there's something he says, how do you have full control over people? And he said, fear. He said, no, not fear, suffering is how you get full control over people. And that's what it's come to. But it's psychological suffering, but it's amounts to the same thing. When you get caught in the trap, well, can you believe what your heart tells you is right? Or is it going against the narrative? Can I talk about how I feel to my family? I can't play to people that only have vaccine passports. I can't play to people that only follow, that are anti-vaccination. There has to be a way to bring people together. I believe music can do that.
Why aren't more people
Fear.
speaking out?
Fear.
Of what?
Reprisal. The trick they got together with the propaganda was making it so that you're responsible for other people's lives. So I can be labelled a murderer, and people would really believe that. That's powerful. It's very clever. I've tried to reach out to fellow musicians. Sometimes they don't. I just don't hear from them anymore. My phone doesn't ring very often. My fear about vaccination is what will it do to my children? Part of the reason, maybe the biggest part of the reason why I'm talking here today with you.